everybody and welcome back to the Blossom Crochet channel. If this is your first time visiting, then hello, and my name is Rebecca, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel now before you forget, and click that little bell icon and also click to receive all notifications so that you get notified each time I upload a new crochet tutorial. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this really beautiful 3D textured stitch. It is an absolutely beautiful stitch. It is really stretchy as well, and I've been using chunky yarn for this stitch and it works beautifully for scarves and things because it's really squishy and beautiful. Obviously you can do it in DK as well, or even super chunky. Absolutely any yarn will work with this stitch. It is a really simple 1 row repeat. It's perfect for scarves, blankets, clothing, literally anything, and it's got just the most wonderful texture. So I've also done it in some variegated yarn as well, and it works just as nicely. But let's just jump straight in with this beautiful 3D textured stitch. So you want to start with your slip knot on your hook, and you want to work this foundation chain in a multiple of 5. So as wide as you want your project to be in a multiple of 5. So up to chain obviously is yarn over and pull through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And if you just complete that foundation chain in a multiple of 5. So I've just done a chain of 30 purely for the tutorial. So I'm now ready to work back to do my foundation row. And we're going to be starting in the 6th chain from the hook. So you never count the loop on your hook. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is our 6th. And into your 6th chain, you're going to put 2 treble crochet. So remember, I'm working in UK terms here. So my 2 trebles in the US are double crochet. So you want to yarn over, insert into that 6th chain, yarn over and pull up, and you'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then another one into that same chain. So yarn over again, go back into that same chain, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1, and then into the very next chain along you're going to put 2 more treble crochets. So yarn over into the next chain and do 1 treble crochet followed by a 2nd treble crochet. There we go. So that is how you should be looking at this point. You then want to skip 3 chains, so 1, 2 and 3, and then you're going to be working into the next 2 chains. So into your 4th chain you will do 2 treble crochets again. That's 1, and then another one back in the same chain. That's 2, chain 1, and work 2 trebles into your next chain. 1 and 2. So you're going to repeat that, so skip 3 and then 2 trebles into the same chain, chain 1, and then 2 trebles into the next chain, and you'll repeat that all the way along until you get towards the end of your chain, which is where I'll meet you in a second, and we will finish off this foundation row together. When you get to the end of your chain, I've just finished my 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles, and I've got 3 chains left, and I'm going to finish with 1 treble into that very final stitch. So yarn over, go into that last chain and do a treble. So that is how your foundation row should look. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is a 1 row repeat. So if that isn't your row repeat, obviously that is just your foundation row. This next row is your row repeat. So you want to turn your work around and into this very first stitch right here, right where your working end of yarn is, you're going to insert your hook through the top of that stitch. Make sure you go through the whole of the stitch, get in the V, yarn over and pull up, and you've got 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both. And this stitch now has 2 vertical parts to it. You want to go behind the vertical part that is closest to your working end, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through both. And that just gives you a treble height stitch, but without doing a chain, which can leave a big gap. So that's your nice fat treble stitch. We're then going to work our first part of our 3D V-stitch. So you're going to skip this first treble here, which is part of our 2 trebles. So you're going to skip this one, and then you're going to work a front post treble or a front post double if you're in the US around the second stitch. So ignore the first one, and we're going to work around this second one. So yarn over, go around the back of that stitch. So you can see I've gone right round the back, yarn over and pull up, and complete your treble as normal at this point. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is your first front post treble. You then want to move that out of the way slightly so that you can see your chain 1 space properly. So obviously the other part of your V-stitch is here on this side, but you want to work a normal V-stitch into this chain 1. So your normal V-stitch will be a treble crochet, chain 1, treble crochet back in that chain 1 space. Okay, and then you're going to work a front post treble crochet around the very next stitch. So you've got your 2 trebles next to each other, and you're going to work a front post treble around the first one. So yarn over, go around the back of that stitch, yarn over and pull up, and complete your treble. So that is how you should look now. Okay, so you're going to ignore the last treble of that part of your stitches, and then you're going to move on to your next set of stitches. So you've got your 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles, and again you're going to work your front post treble around the second stitch before the chain 1. So yarn over, go around the back of that stitch, yarn over and pull up, and complete your treble. And then into your chain 1 you'll do your regular V-stitch. So treble, chain 1, and back in that same space another treble, and then again work a front post treble around the first treble of these 2. So yarn over and go around the back of the stitch, yarn over and pull up, and complete your treble. So one last time now, I will show you this bit. You'll skip the first treble, work a front post around the second treble, and then in your chain 1 space you'll work a normal V-stitch. So you'll do a treble, chain 1, and treble into that same chain 1 space, and then front post treble around the next stitch. Okay, so if you repeat that all the way along, and I will meet you at the end of your row. Okay, so I've completed my final set of stitches. I've done my front post, my V-stitch, and my second front post, and then I'm ready to finish off this row. So you're going to ignore that last treble, and then you're going to finish with a treble crochet into the next stitch along. So obviously all of these chains here are the ones we skipped at the beginning, and you want to work a treble crochet into the stitch that is next to your final treble. So you'll yarn over, go into that chain, yarn over and pull up, and complete your treble as normal. And you will look like this. So you're starting to build that texture now. So I know it's only a 1 row repeat, but I am just going to show you starting off the row again, because now that you've actually got some front post stitches, it does look slightly different when we turn our work to work the next row. So you'll turn, and then into this very first stitch, you'll insert your hook, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through both, go behind the vertical part of the stitch, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through both. So now you can see we have got these stitches here, which are, you've got some that are sticking out away from you and some that are sticking out towards you. So you're going to be doing your front post trebles around the ones that are sticking out towards you. So it's still the same stitches, but obviously I just wanted to clarify that they will stick out. So you'll skip that first treble and work your front post around the next. And then again into your chain 1 space, you'll work your regular V-stitch. So treble, chain 1, and treble back in that same chain 1 space. And then work your next front post treble around the next stitch, which again will be sticking out towards you a little. And then again, skip straight across to your next stitches, and you can see these two here again are sticking out towards me. So I will do my front post treble around that next stitch, that sticks out, and then in the chain 1 space you will do your V-stitch. Chain 1 and treble back in that same space, and then again front post around that stitch. So if you carry that on all the way along your row, and I will meet you one final time just to finish off this row together. So I've completed my last set of stitches now, and I'm ready to just skip this last treble from the last row, and then that is our nice fat chunky treble that we did at the beginning of the last row, and you want to work your final treble crochet into the top of that stitch. So a regular treble in that stitch, and that is how you should look, and you can really see that that texture now is starting to build. So you can use that row now to repeat as many times as you like, and that is it for this part of the tutorial. So I really hope that you have enjoyed the tutorial, and make sure that you come and find me on Instagram as well and tag me in your makes using the Blossom Crochet Share hashtag, and I will see you for another tutorial really soon. Bye for now.